Well, hi there. Welcome to a special bonus edition of Roqe. I'm Jian. This is episode 309.5, the second half of our live show that we recorded in Aurora, Canada. We'll have a new show at our regular time later this week, a new edition of Roqe. But in the meantime, there was so much good material from our live show that we decided to break it into two podcasts. We posted part one a few days ago, featuring the opening Vai Vai song, the roundtable with Pega and Reza, the interview with Shiva Nigar, and the interview with Mazyar Fallahi, and a very funny, quite brilliant improvised performance from him. That's up across all of our podcast platforms now. This now is part two of Roqe Live at Theatre Aurora for a sold-out show, and this includes interviews and performances by Babak Amini and his band and Banafsheh Taherian, and a very special first-time ever historic performance by Mazyar Fallahi and Bobak Amini on stage together for the first time at the end of this episode. You don't want to miss it. Here now is Roqe Live in Aurora, part two. Hi there, it's February 7th, 2024. I'm Jian. Salam dostan aziz, durud bar shoma. Hope you're doing well wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Welcome to episode 309 of Roqe, and welcome to Roqe Live in Aurora, Ontario, Canada. This is Roqe, episode 309, live at the Theatre Aurora in Aurora, Canada. Our next guest is a familiar face and voice for the Iranian-Canadian community here in Toronto. A talented writer, actress, podcaster, MC for numerous distinguished Persian events. Born in Tehran, she holds a BA in computer engineering, and despite conforming to that stereotype, she boldly chose to pursue her dream of voice acting, becoming the voice behind various animated series, movies, TV and radio commercials. During the pandemic, she embraced a new project, Chai with Banafsheh, where she narrates an ancient Persian story, the tale of Khosrow Shirin, and became super popular doing so. And most recently, she has taken that tale and started doing it as a live performance in cities across the land, performing the opening piece from her one-woman show, From Lust to Loyalty. Please welcome Banafsheh Taherian.
سلام، من بنفشه طاهریان هستم. از هوسنامه تا وفانامه، سرگذشت خسرو شیرین، سروده حکیم نظامی گنجویه که حکیم خودش میگه این داستان رو در غم از دست دادن زن جوانش آفاق که عاشقش بوده و خیلی زود از دستش داده نوشته. و من به شما میگم این داستان اسمش خسرو شیرینه، اما داستان شیرینه. زنی که میدونست از زندگی چی میخواد و چی نمیخواد و به سمت خواستش حرکت میکرد که شما با شنیدنش متوجه میشین قصه ما آدما از 1000 سال پیش تا امروز فرق چندانی نکرده. ما همونیم که بودیم. نظامی بعد از نوشتن اولین کتابش مخزن الاسرار در بین مؤمنین و مؤمنات سلبریتی میشه، اما بعد وقتی میره برای نوشتن کتاب دومش هوسنامه خسرو شیرین، یه روز دوست صمیمیش نگران و دلواپس میاد ازش میپرسه
ای آقا، شما بعد از نوشتن مخزن الاسرار این کتاب سرتاسر اخلاقی اسلامی قشنگی که نوشتی، آخه این قصه عشق و عاشقی پادشاه ساسانی زرتشتی چیه مینویسی؟
نظامی در جواب میگه ولیکن در جهان امروز کس نیست که او را در هوس نام هوس نیست. هوس پختم به شیرین دستکاری، هوسناکان غم را غمگساری. چنان نقش هوس بستم بر او پاک که عقل از خواندنش گردد هوسناک. حدیث خسرو و شیرین نهان نیست وزان شیرین تر الحق داستان نیست. من هم کمر بستم به عشق این داستان را، صلای عشق در دادم جهان را. چون من بی عشق خود را جان ندیدم، دلی بفروختم جانی خریدم. تو هم غلام عشق شو کاندیشه این است، همه صاحب دلان را پیشه این است. اگر بی عشق بودی جان عالم، که بودی زنده در دوران عالم. ز من نیک آمدین ار بد نویسند، به مزد من گناه خود نویسند. اصلا شما بیا بشین من برات قصه رو تعریفش کنم و بعد نظامی قصه رو شروع میکنه که من امروز و اینجا براتون تعریفش نمی کنم.
Banafsheh Taherian. Hi.
Hi.
I listen to your voice. Hi. I love that you did that, and I love what you do. First of all, that's a snippet of this remarkable project you've embarked on. So where can people hear the whole thing? Tell us.
So before that, let me take off my Farsi hat and put on my English hat, because to be honest, every time I switch from Persian epic poet to English, I feel like Babak. So what was the question again? Where can people listen to this? In my podcast, if they want, you can listen to this in my podcast, Chai ba Banafsheh, which in 60 episodes, each one about 1 hour, I told the whole story completely. And if not, they can buy a ticket for the show from Lost to Loyalty and come and see what Nizami told.
It's, I mean, people need to know that you rewrote all of this yourself. Yes. I mean, you don't have a team of people doing this with you. This has all been you, and yes. It's kind. Is the back hurting again?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Mazyar's not going to allow you at his shows if you look healthy. You
were not here when I was performing.
What have you? First of all, tell me why this was. Remind people. You and I have talked about this. We did it on the show once, but remind people why this has been such a labor of love, if not lust and loyalty for you.
I always say, like, if people don't learn their own lesson, at some point they will notice that they will get lost in other nations' stories. If we don't learn our stories, if we don't learn our stories, we will get lost in other nations' story. I always believe in that. So when I read that story for the first time, the character of Shirin got me so much. I felt like, actually, Nizami is I always say that he's a progressive writer. He's an avant-garde figure. Yeah. And the way he wrote that story, which is about love, about Shirin, and the beautiful story that he wrote, I felt like not just Iranian, even non-Iranian should hear that story. And I felt like, okay, well, I have to do whatever I have in my power to retell that story in a way that everyone can not only be entertained or joyful with this, but also learn something out of it.
What's it been like? I mean, you were doing that. You're an actor, you're a performer, but you were doing that as a podcast in your room with headphones on. What's it been like doing it as a live show? What have you learned that you didn't know before about the material?
To be honest, what a difficult question you're
Sorry. How has it been different doing it live versus?
It is different. No, doing it different is it's not different. The most important thing was that in Iranian literature history and theater history, this is the first time that someone tells this story from A to Z completely with no censor or like an adaptation of it. It is. I want it to be told in like complete the way Nizami wrote that. So what was difficult was that kind of how would I say that, like transform 6,500 stanza poem, Persian epic poem, to contemporary Farsi in 90 minutes. And as the Mazyar said, I want it to be like the way Nizami wrote it. It is a comedy, romantic, the way I added humor to it.
But it's also a remarkable show, Banafsheh, because it's just you on stage.
Yeah.
That's an audacious decision to not have a cast and do it. Tell me about making the decision to do it all yourself, the one-woman show.
To be honest, after I wrote it, I wasn't like I wanted to tell this story, and I was pretty much sure that if there are like 15 characters in this story, and I was thinking that if I want to bring people to perform, with what budget? So I kind of thought that, okay, I'm a voice actor before being actor, so maybe I can change my voice and play in like different role. And to be honest, the first time that I was performing in front of people, and everyone were telling me that 90 minutes is long. People today, you cannot grab their attention for more than 2 minutes. 90 minutes, they will not listen to you at all. So it was really scary. I wrote that, and I like performed for a really close group of my like family, and I asked them to give me like the hardest like opinion that they have after watching that. And they told me that it's beyond imagination when you listen to it and when you sit there. And when the first time I performed it at Tirgan Festival, I was so scared. Like when that 90 minutes finished, I was like, let's see how people feel. I was looking at people, and it was one of the longest standing ovation that I had. And I was crying. People were crying. Everyone were crying. Even when we are happy, we cry. If we are sad, we cry. We were crying, and like after that, when I like saw people's reaction to it, and I heard their feedback, it gave me the confidence that okay, and everyone that's so good feeling that I have after each show. People come to me and they say like, "How are you sure it was 90 minutes?" We didn't get it. Was it really 90 minutes? It's not possible that we don't look at our phone in 90 minutes. How would it be? But the only person who didn't get it, I guess, or maybe felt tired was...
What, me?
Yeah.
What? No, what do you mean felt tired? I loved it.
Really?
Yeah. Did I seem like I felt tired?
No, I thought it was in Farsi, so you didn't
No.
get Farsi.
خیلی خوب متوجه میشم. لچه خوبی هم دارم.
Oh, okay. I see.
Apparently I have a lache Kermanshai. I don't know what that means.
I love accents.
Listen, I am so thrilled that you did this, that you were here. And before I let you go, I have to say in particular, it's been a joy to have you here. Why? Because this is Banafsheh Taherian's birthday. So wish her a happy birthday. Buy her a drink. Merci. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Banafsheh Taherian, everybody. All right. This is Roqe episode 309 live at Theatre Aurora in Aurora, Canada. You know, our final guest today is such a treat. He is as close as you can get to a role model for all of us. A gentleman, a man of integrity, and a true virtuoso. He's a renowned Iranian-Canadian guitarist, composer, musician, and a member of the American Guitar Society, as well as being a major star in the Iranian community around the world. He was born and raised in Tehran, and by a young age, he was known by many Iranians inside and outside of Iran for the magic he can create with his fingers on a guitar in the style of jazz and flamenco mixed with Persian influence. With over 150 albums, music videos, and film scores in Iran and in the diaspora to his credit, he has composed and arranged music for many Iranian musical icons such as Gugush, Parmaz Aslani, Abi, Daryush. He's also a dynamic solo performer and is about to embark on a solo tour with his band in Montreal, Ottawa, and Toronto in the next few weeks. You want to check that out if you're in any of those cities. But first, performing here live on stage with his band at Theatre Aurora and accompanied by our very own Anahita Nayabi, please welcome the great Bobak Amini. Babak Amini. Alahita Nayebi. One over here, buddy. However you want. However you want. Babak Amini, live here at Theatre Aurora. Wow, man. That's like a... You don't need to work out. You don't need to go to the Zur Khune. That's such a workout. That's remarkable. First of all, shout out to your band. Maybe you want to tell us who they are.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. I'm really happy that I performed. Basically, it was the first performance with this band, and hope you liked it. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Edgar Abriel and flute and sax. My dear, yes. And Yoni Torres on percussion and cajon. Thank you. And my dear friend Ehsan Omidi on electric bass.
And electric bass solos.
Yeah.
I mean, you do those arrangements, I imagine, right?
They are my original songs.
It's crazy. You lose me about 2 minutes in. I figure I've got it figured out, and then it's like, going in. They're remarkable arrangements. I mean, that is one of your incredible gifts, but spectacular stuff.
Yeah, but I don't call it gift, but I work hard, and I study, and I practice, researched, and I had a passion and dedication to cover that.
I'm glad. It's funny. The only thing I have written here for the interview with you, I want to talk about his work ethic. And because, Babak, you're really someone who... I talked in the introduction you being a role model, and these sound... No, I mean, it sounds like you didn't hear that part?
Yes, I heard it, but yeah, I didn't know. After that beautiful intro, I didn't know what to play. Man.
No,
it was so beautiful.
No, it was... but the reason I say that, because obviously it just sounds like flowery words, Persian taruf, whatever. Part of the reason I think of you as a role model is you are... you're someone who we can say virtuoso, or you're really remarkable at your instrument. But the entire time I've known you, and we've known each other for 20 years, going back to that BAM earthquake fundraiser, but you never stop working hard. And it's such an interesting lesson, not just to young musicians out there who think that it can come really quickly or whatever, or that if they reach a certain point in their life that they don't have to work as hard, but not just for music. In general, that somebody who's at their top of their game, that you're correct, some people might mistakenly say his gifts. I mean, and you do have, it's like Wayne Gretzky had a gift for hockey and Muhammad Ali had a gift for boxing and you have a gift for this, but you're someone who, if you know Babak, you try and get in touch with you during the day and you say, well, actually I'm rehearsing from this time to this time, and you kind of think, does Babak Amini need to rehearse 5 hours a day? He's already great, right? That work ethic is remarkable. And
thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about where that comes from and what you believe in terms of being at the top of your game.
Actually, as you know, in Iran, I was doing same thing, not like this, but I started as like a guitar player and a session player that plays in concerts as well, just instrumental. And my passion was making instrumental music for guitar, like guitar-based, guitar-oriented music. But after I got involved in pop music, I didn't have enough time. So touring with Gugush and Ebi, Faramarz Aslani, and other musicians, Shaheen Najafi, I was feeling that I'm missing something. It's not something, but you know, little by little, I'm getting distance from the passion that I had. So this kind of, that's why I started again, and I made more songs, like more complicated songs that I cannot play them sometimes. And
Right, they're too complicated for Babak Amini.
Yeah, to challenge myself. All my songs were like that. Anytime that I make music for my own, like instrumental music, it takes like years for me to be able to achieve that technique to play it. And
What's that about? I mean, think about how it's kind of fucked up. Really think about it.
it is.
Because you're saying, I mean, you're creating something that even for you might not be able to play.
Yes.
What is that about in you?
I like to challenge myself. That's how
Clearly.
I learn. That's how I get better and better. Doesn't matter if I can play that song 80%. It's not important for me. But the process to getting there is important for me. For instance, if I booked for a couple of concerts after years, I don't know how many years that I was playing pop music. Pop is like, if you want to compare.
A walk in the park?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So, I mean, meaning that you don't even have to rehearse the same way you do for...
But no, I do rehearse, but not like this. This is totally different. And but I booked again the concerts that for 1 hour and a half just playing those crazy technique and those crazy songs, and maybe more than it's something around 2 million notes is in one concert. And
That's not enough. I want 3 million.
Yeah, but that process makes me another person, another musician. The concert itself is not important for me. The preparation makes me another person.
But is the intense preparation?
Yeah.
Is it mastering the complicated arrangements, say, or is it literally physical, like an athlete? You have to.
Yes.
It's partly like
Yes,
that because you're trying to play things. Well, you're playing things at super speed that it's like running a race almost, right? You have to just get out there every day for 5 hours until you.
Oh yeah. And it's super physical, and you need to work on your memory, and you should be in a moment. As soon as you lose your focus, you're gone. And if you hear like some problems in the sound, or like somebody's walking, or those kind of things, if they distract the musicians, those kind of music, you are effed.
Yeah. These shows, you've got Montreal, Ottawa, and Toronto coming up.
Yes.
And is there a different, maybe a kind of a pressure on you that even if you're playing arenas with Ebi or Gugush or something, it's not all about you? These gigs are all about you. Do you feel a different kind of pressure?
It is hard, way harder. It is way harder, especially I have to deliver what I wrote, which they are extremely complicated. And as you mentioned, it's like you're going to Olympic or something. Yeah. If you want to compare it to the pop music, it's different. But I enjoy those moments in pop music too. I learned a lots of connections, and people know me maybe because of the pop music as well. And I enjoy both. But this was my passion, so I'm getting back to my passion. Yeah,
it's beautiful. Yeah. It's and I have to just say, when we decided to do Roqe Live, it's sort of an audacious thing. We haven't done it yet. You were one of the first people I called. You were the first person I called, actually, even just to talk about the idea.
Yes.
And you know, Bobak, and I dare say you've done this for me, but you know, I see you do it for other people too. You are such an important supporter of in a community that doesn't always support culture and arts, and you are such an important to have somebody as talented and with as much integrity as you step up and go, yeah, I'll do that, Jian. And even I was saying, but you have gigs in Toronto the same month, and you know, and you were like, no, let's do it. And I really appreciate that. I love you for that, man. I really, it's you're the best. You know, and I hope you'll, if you're in any of those cities that you're listening to us in Montreal, Ottawa, and Toronto, obviously come and do see Babak, but elsewhere as well. Whenever you're on tour, always use the opportunity to see him. Now, before we end this segment with you and end the show, in fact, you have a little surprise for us.
Sure.
Well, not just you, but when we found out that Mazyar was doing the show and Bobak was doing the show. Now, if I have this correctly, two very well-known monster musicians and successful folks in the Iranian music world, you guys have never played together.
No.
And you may play together tonight.
Yes.
Mazyar, are you up for it? Let's go.
So let me bring my guitar.
Please, yeah, we'll set you up over there. Babak Amini and Mazyar Fallahi. We'll let them set up here, you guys.
قبل از اینکه شروع بکنیم من باعث افتخارمه که در کنار استاد عزیزم هستم امشب. خیلی متشکرم. خب فقط من صدای خودم رو تو ایرمونیتورم ندارم. It's just a little whiz. Okay.
میگن که تو رفتی، همه میگن که تو نیستی، همه میگن که دوباره دل تنگم و شکستی. دروغه چجوری دلت میومد منو اینجوری ببینی، با ستاره ها چه نزدیک منو تو دوری ببینی. همه گفتن که تو رفتی ولی گفتم که دروغه دروغه دروغه. همه میگن که عجیبه اگه منتظر بمونم، همه حرفاشون دروغه تا اینجا میمونم بی تو و اسمت عزیزم اینجا خیلی سوت و کوره ولی خوابه ای بی ندار دل من خیلی صبوره همه میگن که تو رفتی همه میگن که تو نیستی همه میگن که دوباره دلت دروغه چجوری دلت میومد منو اینجوری ببینی واسه تنها چه نزدیک منو تو دوری ببینی همه گفتن که تو رفتی ولی گفتم که دروغه 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 همه میگن که عجیبه اگه منتظر بمونم همه حرفاشون دروغه تا ابد اینجا میمونم بی تو و اسمت عزیزم اینجا خیلی سوت و کوره ولی خوابه ای بی نداره دل من خیلی صبوره همه میگن که تو نیستی همه میگن که تو مردی همه میگن که تنت رو به فرشته ها سپردی دروغه
بابک امینی،
مرسی.
مازیار فلاحی.
یه دست خیلی بلند برای جیان عزیزم بزن.
بابک امینی، مازیار فلاحی. All right. Well, this has been remarkable. It's been our first time doing this, and we really have to thank you guys for being so warm and generous and engaged. Thank you to you. Thank you to all of the folks we've had on stage. Thanks to the people who help us put this together. This is full time for Roqe for today. Episode 309 in the can. Thanks to the amazing team who put this show together. Our Roqe team, I want to mention Super Parisa, Smart Pega, Savvy Roham, Bearded Omid, Talented Anahita, Methodical Kaveh, Resonant Raha. Thank you to all of you out there for supporting us and sharing our content. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Find us on Instagram at Roqe Media, on all of our platforms at Roqe, all the podcast platforms. Find me at Jian Gomeshi. Mizun Bashi.